I pinched a nerve in my back again. Fuck, it's so brutal, man. It hurts. Um, for those of you, well, I don't think I've ever told anyone, but in 2001, I was 17 years old, and there was a school dance on a Friday night. I think it was Snowball or some shit, but I skipped it and I went mudding instead. And at the time, I was an avid drinker and off-roader. I lived in Central Oregon. It was out in the desert. There was just so many beautiful trails out into the middle of nowhere and sand dunes and all kinds of shit out there. So, and I was a loner and quite a bit of an alcoholic, even at 17. So I skipped the dance. I went with a couple friends, and I got a half gallon of vodka. 3 of us killed it in 20 minutes while off-roading. I was driving my lifted Ford Ranger. I had a canopy on the back with one of my buddies in the back. My passenger next to me, Jacob, one of my best friends, was 400 pounds. Okay? Just for some perspective. None of us were wearing seatbelts. On the way back into town, after we were good and fucking drunk, there was a long straightaway gravel road, and then at the end of the road there was a perfect 90-degree turn. I hit that gravel road and I was going like 50, and I was changing, I remember, the CD player, the CD from Slipknot to Pantera, and when I looked up, in my headlights was just that fucking mountainside right there with the big ass rocks hanging out of it, and then the 90-degree turn. So I had to make the decision in 1 second, slam straight into that mountainside and probably die, or try to take the 90-degree turn. And that's what I did. I took the 90-degree turn, and in doing so, my truck flipped on its nose 4 or 5 times. Okay, and none of us had seatbelts. I had a friend in the canopy in the back. I still vividly remember rolling in the truck and just holding on for dear life to the steering wheel. I kind of put my knees up like this, and I hunched into the steering wheel. And on each side of my face, every time we rolled, the gravel was scraping my face. I got glass in my eye. I got gravel in my cheek. And each time we rolled, I hit my head really, really hard on the top of the truck, on the ceiling, and my big ass 400-pound friend was slamming into me too. When we finally came to a stop, my friend, we were on the driver's side laying sideways, and my big ass friend was on top of me. My friend in the canopy got out untouched, unscathed. Apparently he just ducked and rolled with it. Plus we were rolling on the front end. He pulled out my friend. My friend was uninjured until he got pulled out of the truck. The shards of glass from the crushed front end ripped his forearm open as he was trying to get out, so he started bleeding everywhere. And then I thought I was paralyzed. I had a super brutal, sharp pain in my back, and I couldn't feel my legs. And they pulled me out, plopped me, and I buckled immediately onto the gravel, and I just laid there, and I was like, fucking kill me now, kill me now. I thought I was paralyzed. I thought my life was over. And when a farmer on a quad came out, called an ambulance, we hucked the bottle, but they knew we were intoxicated when the cop came out. I just kept saying, shoot me in the fucking head right now. I kept saying that over and over, kill me. And the ambulance ride back, but it turns out I had 2 compression fractures in number 12 and 13 vertebra in the middle of my back, maybe a 1/4 inch shorter. And ever since then, I've just dealt with chronic pain every fucking year since 2001. And I pinch my nerves in my back every 3 months or so, and it puts me out for like 2 to 4 days. It's fucking brutal pain, but you know, there's a blessing in disguise with what happened, because right after that I went to sign up for the Marines and go fight in Iraq, and they wouldn't take me because of my back injury. So, I mean, who knows? My life would have been so much different. Because of that car wreck, I started doing music, you know, and it just put me my whole life on a different trajectory, and even into heroin addiction, because that's when I discovered Demerol and lots more alcohol, you know. So not only did I have emotional pain to numb, but after that I had physical pain too, and it, you know, it just went on to all kinds of crazy shit. But I've never told anyone that. Yeah, I struggle with chronic back pain every fucking day of my life. Every single day I have to get up and stretch. That's why I stay so active, because if I don't, I will literally curl up into a ball and fucking die. Because I did that for several years while on heroin. I just didn't even get out of bed. I did dope, and I laid in bed, and my back injury turned into a fucking ball of doom, and I thought that I couldn't even bend over like that much. So I got off the heroin, and I had to fight through that pain and do yoga for 4 months straight before I could touch my toes again. And a lot of that pain went away, and that's when I discovered that you have to fucking stay active. So even though it fucking hurts, you gotta fight through the pain every fucking day. You can't give up, man, because as soon as you do, that heaviness, that density takes over, and it starts pulling you down, man, into a depressive fucking ball. So I love y'all. I had to vent that, man, because I just pinched my fucking nerve again. But you know what? I'm used to it by now. I love y'all. Stay up, goddammit. Woo.